Okay, so one thing that I've been working on right now is accurate loads. Uh, some people want to know, how do I make the most accurate load that I can. I can't tell you that, but I can tell you how to make your load a little bit more accurate than you want it to be. Right now, I'm down here. You probably just seen the video, but I just did Lyman T Mag 2 Chapter 2. I'm loading 45 ACP bullets. The last time I did test this was I took, I think, 25 regular ones that just popped out, no special care, and then I took a couple, and I did do some special care to them. What I can tell you is that, for me, I think it worked. I've noticed a little bit of a difference, but it's not something that I'll continue to do unless I do matches, which I don't see me doing in the near future. Mainly because I'm just too busy. So, I will give you the best description here that I can. So, first, what you need to do is just take a 45 shell, okay? Make sure you did all the prepping procedures for it, cleaned it out, reprimed it, and trimmed it. When you fire off one of these bullets, the top part, it's hard to see, but it starts to wave. Like, when you take dough and put it down on, like, just roll it out on a wooden board, and you cut it in a straight line, and then you, like, push on it a little bit in different places, you notice how it kind of waves at the top. It's no longer a straight line. That's kind of how this does, how this gets after a while. So you got to make sure that you trim it down a bit so it's nice and flat. Next thing you want to take is your fancy little deburring tool. Excuse me. Oh, jeez. Excuse me. What you want to do is go ahead and take your shell, and then I don't have mine on a fancy little handle yet. I got to get one of those. But just go ahead and take it and kind of just, just trim down the inside a bit. Probably be a little bit better if it was one of the machined ones. Okay. Then just take it around the edge with the back end a little bit. You don't want to do too much on the back. Okay. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a process for one bullet, so if you want to do this, make sure you take your time with it. So these are fresh shells, so they should be okay, and I don't need to trim them a whole lot, but I did take the deburring tool to it. So then what you're going to want to do is make sure that your die is set exactly where you want it, okay? Otherwise, you're going to screw it up. So make sure you fiddle with it a little bit, make sure that the bullet is seated in as far as you want it to be. So next, what you want to do is that when you look, if you're a reloader, you should probably have this book right here, okay? It tells you the type of powder that you should buy for the bullet that you're shooting, and then it tells you how much powder you should be putting inside of the shell, like the max minimum. So basically, like for me, I use bullseye powder. If I go in here and I find, let's see here, 45 auto, 9mm, 40, 41, 44, here we go, 45 automatic, or ACP, as they would say. Let's see here, I am using just regular FMJs. Here we go, 230 grain FMJs. I'm using bullseye. The minimum that they want is 3.8 grains. That shoots at a velocity of 662 feet per second with a CUP pressure rating of 10,400. I don't know what that means, but I'm assuming it's pretty big. So, the max load is 5.3 at 873 feet per second. Now, just looking at that right there, you can tell that it's a subsonic bullet. So, I think the rating for between subsonic and supersonic is about 1,200 feet per second. It's around there, I think. So, basically almost every, yeah, I'm looking at all these ones down here. None of them are supersonic, so. Oh, wait. Nope, okay, never mind. That's just 10, 12, okay. Yeah, so they're all basically just subsonic bullets. Now, when you want to get an accurate load, though, you don't want to give it too much power, but you don't want to give it too little. So what I do is I usually just go in the middle. I actually do 4.5 on all mine. When I just do regular plinking rounds, though, I try to do the minimum so I can save powder, therefore saving you money. That's the whole point of reloading. So, you use the bare minimum. maybe just a little bit more. I know I've had problems with my dad's 9mm where when I'd load a few, it didn't exactly come all the way out of the barrel. So you gotta watch out for that. And when you do reload, try using lead bullets because they're a hell of a lot easier to get out. FMJs really just, they take forever. You gotta really pound on that thing. You might screw the barrel up, so yeah, make sure you're just a little bit above the minimum. So, but yeah, I use 4.5, so that's about in between. So that'd probably be a good idea if you use Bullseye. So, like I said, look into this book. I think they're only about $30. No big deal. Shoot. Okay, we're good. Yeah. Go ahead and put that in there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bullet, okay? I'm going to seat it down there very carefully. I'm going to try to make it as straight as possible. That tends to be a factor for some people. I hear it different from a lot of people. I just do what I think works. What I think works is put it down as straight as possible. So, you know, twist it and look at it, see if it bends around a bit. Adjust it if you need to. Okay. Make sure it's seated in there all the way properly. Go over to your thing. Okay, make sure it's seated down all the way. And then crimp it. Okay. Now that should probably be the most accurate load that I can make. So be very careful with that, and make sure it doesn't get dirty either. So once you see them starting to oxidize, that can affect the accuracy of a bullet. So that looks really sexy. Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So that's accurate loads. They're not hard, but they are time consuming. But if you're doing matches or just big game hunting, it's worth it. So, I'm still working out the kinks for rifles right now. They're basically the same way, but when I first started using or loading 30-30s, I was having problems because they only come with 2 dies, not 3. So you really can't you can't really crimp them like you can with pistol bullets, and but yeah, it's not hard at all. It just takes a little bit of time. If you're really serious about it, then you should have no problem with it. But if you don't like doing it often, you know, I just usually go out to shoot just for the hell of it, you know. Go a little competition with my brother sometimes and shoot some hockey pucks, which are great, by the way. Invest in hockey pucks. They're about $1 a piece, you know, so, and depending what you're shooting at it, they can last a little while, so 45s tend to just bounce off of it. I mean, it'll move the puck, but it doesn't usually tend to go inside of them, so, mainly because they're not that fast, so, but if they're nailed to the thing, they'll go right through it, so, yeah, accurate loads, not hard, time consuming, but you know, if you got the time, go for it. So, yeah, okay. Well, that's all I can tell you for that. Check out my channel if you want to. I know I'm gonna say this in every video so that you know you go ahead and look at my other videos here. Subscribe, tell your friends. If you have any questions, email me. Just because I look young doesn't mean I'm not smart. You know, there's people who are smart and young. You never know. So I can give you what I know. I know I'm not the smartest person in the world. People message me through YouTube saying like, "Oh, shut up, go home, play with your airsoft guns." I grew out of that phase. Sorry, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna stick with the guns that I have now. You know, the best you could do is support me. You know. So anyway, but yeah, go ahead, subscribe, do that, whatever stuff. So. If any questions, email me. I'm free for emails. Just try to leave the harsh comments to yourself. I really don't care for them. So, alright, well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this and found it informational. So.